Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. I'm your host, Reverend Catherine Bonin, and if this is your first time here, we are thrilled that you've chosen to join us today. And because of modern technology, we're grateful for the opportunity to touch so many people through Zoom and Facebook and to share all the great things that are happening here at CSL Charlotte. So please feel free to visit our website, see everything that's going on there. That's cslcharlotte.org. You can also put in a prayer request there, and we'll be happy to support you in prayer with whatever's happening in your world. We also add the recordings for every Sunday service to the website every week. So if you miss us one Sunday, you can always go back and watch that service. The Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte is a new thought community. We live in ancient wisdom philosophy that's based on the teachings of the science of mind. It was developed in the early 20th century by writer, lecturer, and philosopher Dr. Ernest Holmes. He was a man on a mission, and he loved studying spiritual truths. So he studied them from all of the world's religions and spiritual paths. And he developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into the world. At CSL Charlotte, every philosophy is honored along with every race, every sexual orientation, and every physical distinction. This is a diverse community because we know that there are many paths to God and all roads are good. You can call it God, you can call it spirit, love, peace, the universe, whatever you want to call it, that's fine. What's important is that you have that one-on-one personal relationship with it because it's that power that lives within you. And you don't have to leave your philosophy or the nature of your previous knowledge. You can join us anytime. You're welcome here. We recognize and we refer to the many holy scriptures, including the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Gita, just to name a few. And our vision statement is to continue a spiritual community, creating and preparing a succession of future leaders who can integrate, teach, and expose the science of mind principles, messages, and practices that strengthen our mind, our bodies, and our spirits. One of our aims is to create a high collective consciousness for everyone in this community. And we teach the tools to do just that. So come and join us. Every Tuesday evening, we meet at 6 o'clock Eastern for a consciousness meeting where we talk about those tools. And then, of course, every Sunday morning right here. There are other things happening at CSL Charlotte as well. And you can find all of that on the website, or you can hear later from Timmy P, who's going to tell us a little bit more about the other things that are happening here. So I just want to give a warm welcome to everyone and invite you to sit back and enjoy the service as we celebrate this power that lives in every one of us. Now it's my great honor to pass the microphone over to our illustrious spiritual leader and my dear friend, Reverend Rosedale Jones.
Oh, thank you so much, Reverend Catherine. You are amazing for always making it here no matter what. That's my dear friend, Reverend Catherine, all the way out from San Diego, actually Carlsbad, California. So anyway, welcome everyone from here, from near and far, whether you're on YouTube or you are going to be on Facebook one day, you're going to see us on a whole bunch of platforms. So anyway, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, which stands for CSL Charlotte. And it's the Mind, Body, Spirit Center. And what we generally do is welcome you first, and then we open up with a wonderful opening prayer. And today we have our very own spiritual practitioner, Maureen Thurston, aka Mo. So if you have not received a prayer, you have not put in a prayer request. So the minute you do that, Mo gets it. She sends it to me. We both know the highest and best for you based on those beautiful words that she flow out to us. And then just recognize this. She's the one that's going to open us up this morning. So as she opens us up, it's going to be phenomenal. So let's let her open us up and let's get started with our talk, which is awaken to your passion.
Thank you, Reverend Rosedale. So let's just take a moment and take in a nice deep breath that allows us to put aside anything that's been going on for this morning. So as we settle into where we are attending this service, I know that each and every one of us hear what is ours to hear. I know that Reverend Rosedale is always so clear in her inspirational talks that each one of us will take from it that which is ours to own for the week. I know that everything within this service runs smoothly and easily, that we are all blessed to be part of this amazing congregation. So as I release this and I let it go, I know that this service is blessed. I know that each and every one of us are blessed in our own time and frames and lives. So together we can lock this in and begin this service by simply saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you for that beautiful opening prayer. So next on our platform is our reader. Now our reader, the 18 Alan Lilly, aka 18 Alan Lilly. So anyway, Alan is somebody who I'm just watching and I'm seeing his passion all the time. I hear more and more. He shares it more. And I think that is phenomenal. So man, oh man, we're talking about that today. So pay attention to the passion in you today. So with that being said, he's going to do our reading today. And right on the heels of his reading, we are going to be talking about a song called I Was Here by Queen Bee, aka Beyonce. I call her Queen Bee. I don't know. Maybe some people do too. But at any rate, I Was Here is going to really actually help us to understand a lot about passion and a lot about leaving a mark on the earth, no matter how long we stay. So, Alan, let it rip.
Well, all right. And the title of the reading today is How Passion Activates Purpose, and it's from Chopra.com. Always go with your passions. Never ask yourself if it's realistic or not. Find the place inside yourself where nothing is impossible. Deepak Chopra. Passion is defined as an intense, driving conviction. It's a powerful feeling of enthusiasm towards someone or something. Passion is the feeling that nothing else exists. It's loving yourself as if you were a rainbow with gold at both ends. Passion gives you a reason to keep learning and working towards your mastery. It brings opportunity for new experiences and new adventures. Passionate people live their lives fully making the most of every moment. Passion is what makes you willing to take risks, keeps you focused and optimistic. Passion gives you something in common with other people, which fosters social bonds. Most people will only remember about 10% of what you say, but they will always remember how you made them feel. This feeling comes from your passion. Your enthusiasm about the things you love acts like a magnet, attracting people to you. What you're passionate about is too important to leave to the mercy of fate. Passion, like love, is a feeling worth pursuing. Finding your passions will help you live a full, happy life. Don't sit around waiting for your passion to appear. Look for it, remember it, create it. Be prepared to step outside of your comfort zone. Your own soul is the only one who can teach you passion. Listen to what lights up your soul. Passion gives you purpose. We all choose to do things because we enjoy doing them, because they make us feel good. Passion is the emotional drive to do these things. It's the emotional spark that gets you moving forward with what you want to create for your life. It is the force that drives you forward. It energizes you, gives you focus, and the willpower to overcome distractions, obstacles, and frustrations. Passion is the compelling emotions behind your dreams. And you're never too old or too young to set a new goal or dream a new dream. While our worldly passions can bring us a level of happiness and success, true fulfillment comes when our passion turns inwards. Our passion now centers around our spiritual practices. Spiritual practices lead us to higher states of consciousness and spiritual awakening. We can talk about these practices, read and attend lectures about them, but unless we do the practices, we will never reap their benefits. Dedication to these practices comes from spiritual passion. Our passion now is to rediscover who we really are and to find our deepest truth. Passion becomes a yearning to awaken our inner divinity. Remind those who tell you otherwise that love, and that's love with a capital L, comes to you of its own accord, and the yearning for it cannot be learned in any school, and so it is.
Wow, I was here. You were here. Let's take a deep breath and take your eyes either down into your lap or basically close them, but it's your choice. And when you take that deep breath in, really exhale slowly. And I wonder if you understood anything about I was here when she did that. Because this is a song that actually reflects the real meaning of passion. Because people do things to leave a mark on the world simply because they have a passion and they want people to know I'm here for you. Because we're here for each other. So the song really makes me think about how to leave a dynamic footprint in the sand and how to awaken to my own passion. How about you? Does it give you that feeling? Does it give you that happiness? And that all being said, today's topic is all about awaken to your passion. So this song was just here to begin that journey with you of awakening your passion for the rest of the week and hopefully and then some. So that being said, let's wiggle our fingers and our toes, breathing in, coming into the center. And as you begin to come back into the talk, look around your center, your look around your space and be present with it as though this is your first time being there and it's your only space. First thing I want to do is I want to give great cahoots to our fabulous team real quick, the platform team. Reverend Catherine, that was an awesome emceeing job you did. I just love it. You gave us what we needed to get us started. And Mo, I was going to say Reverend Mo, and Mo, you gave us the absolute opening prayer. And then Alan, that reading, it just brought everything to life for us. So that all being said, I want to speak to you a little bit about health and healing, just briefly. Did you know that we here at CSL Charlotte have a consciousness meeting that Reverend Catherine said, and I'm glad we keep mentioning it because it makes people to realize this is the deal. If you are ever in need of any healing or want to pass it on to someone else, just either come to our consciousness meetings in which you'll hear more about that or whatever you need, and know that we're here for you for prayer or for anything you need. So just to do that, I know that all of us are ready to hear the awaken to our passion. So let me ask you a question. Do you just live from day to day? Do you just do your own simple routines every day? And I know we all have daily routines, each and every one of us. Some people say they get up in the morning, they fix their breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or whatever they got to do. They take care of their children, they walk their dogs, they do whatever they do, and then wait for the next day. It's all simple, it's all understood. But here's the question: what's your passion? You know, awaken to your passion means that we're going to really embrace this vibrant energy with us. Because you know what passion really is? Passion is that emotion that really makes everything move, just like Alan's reading said. It makes us do the things we do. It gives us the motivation and everything. No matter what we do, when it comes down to it, if we have that passion to do and to move, OMG, does that ever work for us? It's a beautiful thing. Now, listen to this. Inside of us, where that passion is, that's the same place where spirit is, the same exact place. And I just want to put that quote, bring it back out that Alan said, that quote he started out with from Deepak Chopra, which was always go with passion and never ask yourself, is it realistic or not? Because you find a place within yourself that is all about it's all possible. You always find that possibility within you if you look within yourself. See, at Center for Spiritual Living, what we know is that we are all born with this one innate spirit being, and it creates every emotion we have. One of the biggest emotions is passion. And passion can come about from anything. See, passion causes you to speak up if necessary. Passion gives you courage to step out of your comfort zone. Passion just helps you. Now, here's one of the things I know about passion is that that same emotion that it takes for you, if in spiritual practices that we mentioned in Alan's reading, if in spiritual practices you are building up on your passion, that's a good thing. It helps you to move forward, it helps you to think. But that same emotion comes from a person who uses drugs or alcohol to get it up the nerve to actually speak. Did you know that? That's quite interesting. So you got to know that it's great to have passion. It's great to speak up, but it'd be nice to do it more organically. However, some people have to start from where they are. And so with that being said, when we experience that power within us to move, to do what we need to do, guess what happens? We are so passionate about whatever it is that we want to do. And you know what it's really called? Enthusiasm. And enthus is a Greek word for God within. Enthus, entheos. So enthusiasm. So when somebody say I'm filled with enthusiasm, they're actually saying I'm filled with God. Isn't that an interesting thought? See, passion is a God-given birthright that each and every one of us have that we need, because if we're sitting on, I say all the time to people, you're sitting on a gold mine. If you got talent and you don't use it and you decide that you're not going to use it, because it takes passion to actually get you to move, to the next level. See, I truly believe that we here at CSL Charlotte, we have this unique opportunity. And what that opportunity does for us, it helps us to give the best offerings to the world. That's the whole crux of what I know when it comes down to people leading with spirit. See, here's the thing. We need to prioritize living with passion. When you live with passion in the forefront of your life instead of in the back wings, and why I say that is simply this. If you don't want to share the fact that you are spiritually involved with yourself, or if you don't want to share that, oh my God, I am so elated with life. I want to tell you why is everything going great for me? Well, I had a spiritual practice and it's awesome. Now, when you are talking like that with so much passion and so much, where the people will want to say, well, I want what you're having. But for the most part, people hide that simple fact that, I work on spiritual practices, or I happen to be a person who goes to sense of a spiritual living Charlotte, or I happen to be a person who, what am I looking for? Who just practices spiritual practice, yoga. Passion makes you do that. And if you are not, I said to Alan this morning about somebody, I said, if we're not moving off towards something that we really like, I'm going to ask them, where's your passion? Because if that's not there, don't bother doing that thing. Passion drives you. Passion is your motivator. So that's the whole beautiful thing. That emotion that makes you so excited when you get up out of the bed in the morning is passion. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do that. Passion actually in spirituality actually refers to deep and intense, really feeling of enthusiasm that goes radiating through us constantly 24/7. It's a commitment towards doing our spiritual practice. And it's also about our beliefs and our relationship with the divine. So when you are in a relationship with the divine in your spiritual practices, and you come back and something happens, something moves, because see, if you're devoutly and really committed to your practice, something is going to move in your life. And when that thing moves in your life, you know you got your passion from your practice. And that simply is that. Passion involves a strong connection between our faith and a sincere desire and want and drive to actually align with that spiritual source that we live in and through and as. Yes, we do. And it does the opposite thing to us. It reflects what through, and as each and every one of us. So with that being said, understand that passion can really and truly make a person feel bold and make a person empowered. And wouldn't you like to have passion after all of that? With all the dreams you have, wouldn't you like to have passion? Of all the things that you would want to see in your life to happen, we don't want to, well, I don't want to live to be 100 if that's where I'm going. I think it should be somewhere for me to be. But I don't want to live all those years without having turned around and said, I loved every bit of it. I loved when it rained. I loved when it thundered. I loved when the bad times. I loved when the good times. I had a life. Remember, that emotion is always stirring up in us. And that's the reason. Okay, here's another thing. Sometimes you're unhappy with the way things are going in your life. Wonder why that is. Simply this. You didn't do what you were supposed to do, so why not just kick yourself? Because that's what you're really doing. Without passion, without spiritual practice to drive you to your passion, you probably won't want to do that thing. It's a wish, not a dream. And when you think about it, passion is also more than just a dream or a vision. Passion is also all about moving forward. And if we didn't have passionate people in the world, we would be in big trouble. I want to talk about two particular people and how they have touched me this week when I was looking for two passionate people. I said, let me just do two people this week. So I looked up a young lady named Malayla. I'm going to butcher her last name, Yousafzai. But anyway, she's from Pakistan. Now, Malayla is a woman who stood up in Pakistan for women to have their education. Now, here's the problem with that. The Taliban in Pakistan put a death threat on her, or a hit, if you will, like the mob. Well, anyway, it's just amazing. I was sitting there amazed with the story as I'm reading it. And so she went on with that. But you know what she also did? I'm going to show you passion right here. She, after all of that, and she got away and got out of harm's way, but she's really not out of harm's way, and she knows that. She also said this. She wrote a book that says, I am Malayla. And if that ain't passion, I want to know what it is. She let them know, yeah, you did come about. Yes, you did come after me. But just that spirit was not ready for me to go. You cannot say to her that you got to go. Because Malayla said, I don't think so. I am Malayla. She understood. She said that with passion. So she has definitely, you better believe that girl's got something in the fire about her spiritual practices. She may call it whatever she calls it, but we all go to the same place. Whether we're Christian, whether we're Catholic, whatever we are, when we are speaking to that eternal, when we are speaking to that presence, we are in the same place. There is no right way to say it. There is no wrong way to say it. When you're talking to that power, when you're bringing up your passion in, through, and as you, oh my God, you have no choice but to get what you want. Now I want to talk about a second person, and everybody knows this person. It's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You know what? Dr. Martin Luther King had his passion, and it was centered around civil rights. It was centered around advocating for racial racial equality. It was also desegregation at some point. He had to help out with that. And he also helped out with to end the racism and the systemic racism. Yeah, and this is a new word that I'm learning, systemic racism. Okay, so he did all of that. But you know what? That man knew he was going to be taken out. Can you just imagine being him with his family and friends trying to tell him, don't go out today. We've got so many death threats. They did so many things to you. And yada, yada, yada. Passion! Oh my God. He knew, he understood. He probably looked in his loved one's eyes and said, I got you, I understand, but I have to do this. This is something that has to be done. He saw his moms, his probably grandparents and all of that do what they did, and Spirit gave him that passion to go and help. But you know what? His dream didn't die. He said, I have a dream. And guess what? Every so often I look around today and I say, his dream is happening. You don't have to still be in this physical plane. Like Beyonce's song, I Was Here. We know he was here. We know Malayla is here. We know so many people, Mahatma Gandhi, if I'm saying his name right. We know these people were here. And because of them, things are a whole lot better. And because of King, people may say he failed. There was nothing failure about that. I bet you one thing, it's got a lot of people to give respect. It's got a lot of people to understand, well, you can't be doing that to these people anymore. Oh yeah, now they changed the rules a little bit to try to make it happen. But hey, that man's passion changed a whole lot. And all he wanted to do was passionately get out there with nonviolence, to get to be heard. And he had to put himself on the line, in the front of the line, no less. Imagine that. They're hosing you down and you still coming forward. I got a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. And there's a lot more people today that I can understand that are getting along better. There's a lot more people protecting Blacks. Listen to this. I don't watch the news at all, but my cousins called me 3 or 4 times. I had to listen to the story after they finally kept calling me about it and said, you heard what happened in Alabama with the do-ha-ha. There was, they called it something. But at any rate, this is what I'm getting at. Usually, Blacks would probably say, okay, let me back up. But not this crowd. This security officer, according to the story I heard, I didn't read it, so he told the people, hey, you got to move that boat because this boat right here is coming into dock. And these people, white women, white women, white men, all of them was on this boat and they did not want to get off. And so they didn't want to move out the deck. So what did? They jumped him, kicking him and doing everything he could do. A boy jumped off the ship. He was 16, 17 years old. He swam to shore and he came and helped them. And then when they got out of harm's way, no, when they got off the boat, the whole people, everybody started coming in to help that security guard. But this is the interesting thing. I want to tell you why I told you a lot. And it's usually white women who I feel that are so powerful, because what she did was after the police started arresting the black guys, she came with her video camera and she said, this is really what happened. She videoed the whole scene from the ship. That's telling us that there are people, there's not everyone. And she decided that I am not. She even made a point to the police officer and said, why do I have to be the one to tell you that they're not the ones that's wrong? That woman has passion for life. She has passion for other people. You see, when you deal with passion and there's nothing that's going to stop you from speaking up. The woman spoke up. Now, maybe in the 50s, she might have found a different way to speak up, but now with King come and gone, they feel like, no, I'm going to speak. Interesting. Passion is something to have. So because of that, being widely known as I have a dream, I need to ask you a question. What does I have a dream mean to you? What's your passion? I have several passions. One is I'm clear that my passion is not going to put me to death. That's for sure. But the universe, spirit, whatever, all the consequences that happened way before my time, all of that has happened. But guess what? I can now stand on a soapbox anytime I want and speak about my passion about spirituality. I had a meeting the other day and with Interface, and I have to let people know I am a spiritual consciousness leader. That's me, and I'll let you know that. But see, this was said by accident before I even spoke up. But a person said, oh yeah, and see, we don't do the spirituality thing because it's kind of woo-woo. I waited for my time to speak. And I said, well, guess what? Now that I'm telling you that I am a minister of consciousness studies, that is spirituality in its essence, 100%. That's who I am. I'm not woo-woo. It's my passion. Ooh. If you can speak like that to let people know that, and if she wasn't, the person didn't get offended, she just said, she tried to help to say why she didn't say that. I said, because that's kind of like, I told her just to give her an idea how that feels to me. I said, that's kind of like you mocking me. And she said, okay, gotcha. And she said, consider it well done, well taken. So that's okay. But the word woo-woo will not come out of nobody's mouth in that joint with me around. And it's not going to be because I have to be big, big, bad Rosedale. It's because it's my passion. I have to speak up for it. I practice constantly. This is my life. And here's another thing that has happened for me, and since I can remember, when I was coming up, it's another thing that's become my passion has been my health, as from a teenager or for as long as I can remember. I used to nip illnesses in the bud. I'm just thinking about that as I talk, as Groovy G said this morning. Oh, I feel like I was getting sick, blah, blah, blah. It just made me think. Colds, the flu, and all those things, I would nip them in the bud because I had become, over the years, more keener with the sensations of my body. And I could tell ahead of time what's about to happen or what's thinking is going to happen and just nip it in the bud. I came across also something that's real interesting to me. It's a wonderful cutting edge technology, and it unlocks the level of vitality in our lives in the years of 2020s, in the 2000s. Right now, stem cell therapy is a wonderful, wonderful way to bring back that. It does three things. It reverses our aging process. It also keeps us healthy. And at the same time, it is definitely rebuilding those dormant cells that's inside of our body. So the reason why a lot of illnesses come up is because the cells are dormant. But this science became my passion. I speak about it. It's my passion to be healthy. It's my passion to tell other people about health. Regardless of how it may look, I offer it to like 10 or 15 people a week on a weekly basis. And guess what? The people who want to benefit will. The people who are not ready to hear it won't. And that's exactly how all things are introduced in this world. Some do, some don't, so what? But that's my passion. And so with that being said, health being my passion, spirituality being my passion, and the mind being my passion, the mind, the body, the spirit, all connects, all becomes my passion. It's going to be my passion and it'll never stop being my passion. So that being said, I want to challenge you to step out of your comfort zone this week. And I want you to embrace your vulnerability and have the courage to speak up for your passion, to speak up for things that you know you really need to do. See, we engage here in CSL Charlotte. I do engage strongly in my spiritual practices. There is nobody going to shut me up if I'm passionate enough about it. Maybe I might say, well, I'm not sure about that, so the jury's still out. But if I know that I'm healing and I know that it's working for me, nobody shuts me up. That makes me passionate. So you do the same thing. Keep your practices as a reminder of me trying to understand or follow or awaken to my own passion. And I want you to think about this. Speaking up is a sign of bravery. And when we begin to let people know how we feel, it begins to become a message to other people of who we are, and it fills their hearts. Because you heard Alan's reading when he said, when you filled with passion, people see it and they love you for it. So I want you to speak up. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to speak up, but I would suggest, I challenge you to think about, what am I not speaking up about? And then be brave. Because this next song, I want you to really let it roll into you. Let it understand these words. It's fun, it's enticing, but listen to the words and feel them as we listen to Brave by Sarah Biarles. I wanna see you be brave. I love that song. I can't sit down with that song. It is just fabulous. A community that prays together is a community that stays together. Ha! Through thick and thin, we do our practices and we also do our prayers. So awesome. So with that being said, everybody, what is your dream? And oh my God, I thought that was so fabulous. So before we go any further, this is the time of the service where I like to acknowledge people's birthday. I know people get tired of hearing it, but you know what? If you're tired of hearing it, put your email, put your birthday and your month into the chat, or if you're on YouTube, put it on there, because we're always going to acknowledge birthdays. That is the day we are born. I am so good about my birthday that if it's 11:21 in the morning or 11:21 at night, if I'm still up, I say that's my birthday. I honor myself. So if you're born 9/24, it'd be nice to think about you, but it's okay. I do a lot of thinking about me. So I don't know your birthday, but you do. So you know what? Do it. Because even if you don't put it in the chat or whatever, and I mean, not don't put it in the chat, even if you don't come, guess what happens? We also celebrate you. And when we celebrate you, you feel it. This, I'm telling you, spirit is a powerful presence in this world. And if you don't believe me, it's okay. Because if you don't believe me, does it mean I'm lying? Oh, nope, not at all. So anyway, guys, put your birthday down. Trust me, you want to honor yourself because you were born for this. You were born to be here today. So now, that all being said, what's the next thing I want to do? I want to thank my fabulous platform peeps for being here, to doing things, to making us run like a well-oiled machine. So we started out with our awesome, my girlfriend, my wonderful, lovely, lovely Reverend Catherine, who's always here every single time she says she's going to be here. She's a woman of her word, and she also is just beautiful to me. So that's another thing. And so I want to thank her for being here. And I'm thinking for all the other things she's about to do for me. I don't even know what they are yet, but every time I call her, she's got my back. So that's a wonderful thing. And also, I want to say, Timmy P, those announcements were so well informed. I love how you brought in the thing for King, and it was like, I made it up today, and I didn't even knew you were going to even talk about that because I wasn't even aware. But you know what? Good. Self-awareness. You did a good job. Thank you for those announcements. And then Mo, that prayer, again, that prayer really opened us up. And Alan, that reading also spoke aloud. Matter of fact, I didn't have to quote much but your quote because everything else was all blended right on in, wasn't it? So it was just phenomenal. It was great. And Melissa for the spotlighting, mwah, wonderful. And Groovy G keeping us on the raps nice, keeping our sound nice and appropriate, making sure we're not having too much noisy things happening, and keeping us all aware of what's that song, what's this, what's that. Guys, you are fabulous, each and every one of you. You will always be fabulous in my eyes, no matter what you do. So anyway, that's said. So now, oh, I know what the last thing I want to do is I want to now close us out. And so as we close out, remember to awaken to your passion. I even love how Timmy P added a little bit of passion to the last bit of his announcements. And but one more thing before Mo prays us out, and that is this. We would like to leave you with a final song. And this song is about something that captures the essence of this talk, awaken to your passion. And so it's like, think about climbing a mountain. And as we go to the up the mountain this week, because sometimes we gotta walk up the mountain. I know you like to say, no, mine is flat, stop. You know, be real so you can start seeing it, so you can start to understand that yes, it feels like I'm climbing. Okay, but sometimes it may knock me down, but I'm not gonna break. So just got to remember that, because that passion to climb that mountain is going to be the one. So right here, right now, I want you to hear about a journey up the mountain. And think about passion. Think about you this week when you start thinking about all the things that's going on in your life for this week, no matter what it is. Some things you become the victor for. Some things you feel like a victim. But stop it and keep on climbing that mountain. So anyway, this is your last song, and then Mo's gonna pray us out. So listen to The Climb by my fabulous Hannah Montana, who did it in performance of the girl. But anyway, Hannah Montana singing it today. Oh my God. It ain't about how fast I get there. It ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. I'm always going to make that mountain move no matter what. Because you know what? I want it done yesterday. I don't want to wait for it right now. I got to wait till I do these specific things before I can. No, I want the mountain to move. But guess what? It's really about the climb. Ooh, y'all. Ooh, 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 ooh. That song always does it to me. I don't know why. If I listen to that song at home, I do the same thing. I lose it. I play it about 4 times. Anyway, it's the climb. All right. So anyway, Rosedale, let Mo go ahead and pray us out. Mo, please do us the honors.
All right. So once again, on this beautiful Sunday, we have had time together as a community. We have had the ability and the wisdom to attend this amazing service with Reverend Rosedale and this community. I know that as each one of us goes into our week, that everything flows seamlessly for us, no matter what the situation is. I know that we are filled with a lightness of heart and a lightness within our beingness and that we touch the lives of those around us with ease and with grace, with love and with laughter. So as we release this and we call this service blessed, I know that each and every one of us are blessed once again and go forward into this week with a lighter step and a lighter heart. And so it is.
So it is.
And so it is beautiful, a lighter step and a lighter heart, Mom. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo-hoo. That's what we got. And you know what? And that's the same thing. As you're going up the mountain, make it a lighter step each time you go. Don't push so hard. Thank you, Mom. I like that. So anyway, that's saying, guys, that's just how I'm saying see you later. By telling you that, make sure that this week you climb that mountain one step at a time, and each time you step, make it lighter and lighter each time you go up. And with that being said, guys, I'll say good night, or should I say adieu, and have a great rest of your week.